Welcome back to CryptosRUs. I am George. We're all George. So, unfortunately, we didn't have a good fourth. Well, in terms of Bitcoin at least. Bitcoin dumped below $55,000. It's a little bit higher now, but is it time to panic? What is the cause of the dump? And are we going to see more of it? So, let's talk about that today. Is it time to panic? All right, let's do it. Welcome, guys. Hopefully you guys did enjoy your 4th of July, okay? At least spend some time with your family and friends and, maybe had a barbecue and watch some fireworks. Hopefully that still happened. But I know yesterday it was kind of tough if you were looking at your phone and looking at charts because, this is what happened, right? Bitcoin started going down from 63 all the way down to about 60,000. And then suddenly Bitcoin dropped below from 60,000 all the way to a low of 53.5. That was probably last night. And then now we're a little bit above, back to 55.4. But that was quite a tremendous drop, right? And I know that was scary for many, so that's why I even put out a video yesterday, hopefully sharing a little bit about my past, what I've been through, and why I'm still continuing to hold on, why I continue to hold on, and why I'm still very bullish about the future, right? But I know a lot of people have not gone through the up and downs like I have, so I understand why there's so much panic, right? That's also the reason why the fear and greed index is now in fearful. We haven't seen fearful like this in a very, very long time. We had brief stints, yes, but to go from last month of greed, 75, to even yesterday at 44. I mean, we're down to 29. We're getting down to panic levels, right? That's what's happening right now. So, what is causing this? What is causing so much panic to kind of come out of nowhere? Okay. Well, a couple things. Number one, Mt. Gox. Now, we knew that Mt. Gox distribution was going to happen sometime in July. And everyone is just watching it. Everyone is watching where the money is going to and speculating whether or not those people that did receive their Bitcoin have been selling off, right? So we have seen some whale transactions sending large amounts, hundreds of millions of dollars of Bitcoin to Binance, right? So that could be it. But we had over 170 billion wiped off from the overall market cap, right? As fears continue on. I mean, we see stuff like this happen. $2.71 billion of Bitcoin is being moved from cold storage, okay? Overall, they have 140,000 to give back, right? But this is one of many transactions. And people are certainly getting it back. So they are distributing, right? For example, here's one. BitBank received about 1,500 Bitcoin, roughly around 85 million. And they are a Japanese exchange. And there's many others like that. So they're definitely, the distribution is starting to happen already. So it's not theoretical. There are a lot getting their Bitcoin back, right? So I still argue that, yeah, even though 140,000 Bitcoin is being given back, not everyone is in a rush to panic sell. It does seem like because of the price now, a little bit lower, maybe more are inclined because more are fearful right now. But overall, the average price of these guys, the average holding price of Bitcoin is like $700. They're way up. They were at 100x not too long ago. And I think most of them, if they are still in the space, know that we're about to hit the 4th year of this 4-year cycle next year. And that is the most bullish year. So I don't think everyone will be panic dumping. But obviously, there are some that are selling right now, right? So that's number one, obviously, Mt. Gox. When is it fully done with distribution? And when will everyone that wants to sell be done with selling? So that's number one, right? So that brought us a little bit lower, obviously. But also what's happening at the same time and I think a lot of you guys know this, is Germany. Germany continues to sell. Even one of their parliament members is scratching her head. I think it's a female, Joanna. Yeah, it is. She's scratching her head why the German government is selling off, and she even mentions about other countries like the U.S. thinking about putting Bitcoin on a balance sheet, while Germany is just unloading everything that they have, right? Again, this came just weeks before, no, 1 week before distribution. And people are still wondering why German government continues to do so, right? And you can see here's the balance. They start out with $3 billion with the Bitcoin. You can see their balance dropping like a rock right now. They are definitely selling a ton every single day, right? And overall now they're down to 2.3 billion. Now some of that is due to Bitcoin falling in price. So they have been selling, but as you can see, there's still a lot to go. Now there's one caveat to this that may be good. I don't know if it's actually good or not, but let me show you what I'm talking about. So Arkham checks out all the transactions and where they're going to and stuff. Let me zoom in a little bit here. If you look at down here, you could see the last transaction 2 hours ago, German government sends to flow traders 547 Bitcoin, right? And I'm like, what is flow traders? This is the first time really I've seen anything, any transaction where it says it's going to flow traders. And I decided to look up what is flow traders. It's a global trading firm driving transparency and efficiency in financial markets. So what does that mean? It seems like they're a trading firm, right? What they do is help companies buy and trade assets, right? So maybe they've gotten a little bit smarter now. So now the German government is working with this company, and this company hopefully will be able to sell the Bitcoin, say via OTC, rather than trying to sell it directly on open market on Coinbase and Kraken, right? That may be what's happening, because now maybe they're realizing that they have screwed up and they have dumped way too much on Kraken and Coinbase and Bitfinex, and maybe that's why. So maybe if they're going to do it through flow traders now, and I can only speculate if they are a trading firm, they deal with OTC markets, right? So maybe it's going to get a little bit better with the Germany sells because of this company. I don't know. I don't know if they're based in Germany or what, but we'll see, right? So obviously these two things are the reason why Bitcoin has been going down, because you got some whales that's getting their Bitcoin back from Mt. Gox, and a lot of Mt. Gox fears overall, and you have a whole country, Germany, that's also dumping Bitcoin nonstop. So that's why whenever you see, like over the past few days, it looks like Bitcoin is stabilized, and all of a sudden, boom, you have this like huge dip for no reason. It's one of these whales that are selling, and TA can't predict that. That's why I've always said TA works until it doesn't, right? Because when you have massive dumping or massive buying, Bitcoin charts just get out of whack, right? So that is actually what happened. And of course, the third reason why we went down even lower is due to all the longs being liquidated. And that sucks. That sucks. I'll tell you, it sucks. Even 5X's got liquidated, okay? So we had 539 million of longs liquidated, 100 million shorts overall, 639 million, okay? This is the largest liquidation event for years. We haven't really seen this in a very, very long time. And of course, when you get so many longs liquidated, you have a long squeeze, and that drives things lower, right? So this is another reason why Bitcoin went lower. So that's exactly what happened, right? But is it time, ultimately, with all this information, is it time to panic? is it time to get out? Is it time to say, hey, Bitcoin has topped out this cycle. It's time to get out, right? And I think you guys know what I'm going to say. My answer is no. My answer is no. Okay. Yeah, and here's why. Here's why. Where are we right now, right? We're about $56,000. We have seen a drop like this. Let's not forget, not too long ago, we did come all the way down from 73,000 down to about 56,005. So we're not that far off from there, right? So of course, when we climbed right back up to about 73,000 or 70,000, we're back down, right? So overall, we're not in bad shape. When in doubt, zoom out, right? And again, I like to point out that earlier this year, we were still in the 30s, like right here in January, we were still like $38,000. So we're still way, way above, and especially compared to where we were in September and October, we were at 26,000. Okay, this is where we were October 2023. This is where we are now. We're still double from that point. We're still up over 100% since October. So, is it time to panic? My answer is no. Now, had we fallen all the way back down to 26,000 today, then I would say, okay, that's worrisome for us to drop so much so fast. But that's certainly not the case. We're still up over 100% from less than a year ago, right? And we know that every single cycle, there will always be dips. There always is. There's a lot of dips all the time. Let me show you. This one right here, okay? It is perfectly normal. Again, I start out the stream saying, I know not everyone has been through the up and downs in many cycles that I have, but I have lived through both of these cycles before. And I will tell you, it always sucks. It always sucks to go through one of these dips when you have, in 2017, you had 30 to 40% drawdowns. 40%. Take a second to think about that. We had multiple, 4 times where Bitcoin dipped 40% on its way up. That is horrific, right? But we got through it. We got through it, and we went from $1,000 to $20,000, right? And in the last cycle, 2021, we had a 32% pullback at one time. And we had multiple 20% dips, right? But yet, we still went from a bottom of $3,800, yes, $3,800, all the way up to $69,000. Despite all those dips, and we had many, and that was coming off of COVID. That was a very scary time with lockdowns and everything else that was happening. Despite all of that, Bitcoin still went from 3,800 all the way up to 69,000, right? So now we're coming up from 15,000. 15,000 was not that long ago, the beginning of 2023. It's only been a year and a half since Bitcoin bottomed out at $15,000. And yeah, we had a lot of 20% drawdowns. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, including this current one that we're at, right? We had 5 20% drawdowns. Yet, where are we today? We're at 56,000. A year and a half ago, we were at 15,000, right? So again, proving my point, this is perfectly normal. We have drawdowns every single bull cycle. This is bull cycle right now. I'm not showing crypto winter. If I had this shown for crypto winter, we would have a lot more drawdowns, a lot more minus 20, 30, 40% dips, right? This is showing a bull cycle. In fact, 3 bull cycles, and how many drawdowns there have been, right? So again, is this a time to panic? Is this a time to get out of the market? Well, you tell me. If you look at the history, is it? Is it really? No. Right? We still have entire 2025 to look forward to. And let's not forget we're in July. So we almost have a full half year left of this year. So this is definitely not time to be panicking. Okay? This is time to hunker down and look for the future, I guess, right? Have patience, get through what we're going through, right? And if you have the ability to continue to DCA, it's really what it comes down to. Nothing has changed. And I've said this before. When Bitcoin and crypto is on discount, it's on sale, right? You should love it more. Just like your favorite items in the world, if you see them on discount, your favorite food, you go to a restaurant and it's 30% off, you should love it more. You would buy more of it, right? That's how you should treat Bitcoin and crypto. It's a long-term investment. You got to focus on the future. There will be many pullbacks along the way. There always is. But then Bitcoin picks itself back up and continues forward because you know why? Bitcoin does not care about your emotions. Bitcoin does not care about market FUD. Bitcoin is pure and driven by code and will continue to do its thing. And in the long run, supply is diminishing and demand is increasing. And that is why Bitcoin continues to go higher and higher and higher every single cycle. It doesn't care about all these things that we care about. It just continues to operate as the strongest and most secure network on the planet, right? So this is exactly what's happening right now, right? And like I said, we have many dips along the way towards the top. If you look at 2017 again, you'll see this happen many times. Those 20 and 30 and 40% dips happen many times. You just don't realize it because we're zoomed out. 40% dips happened all the time back in the day. Luckily, we don't have those times because we had multiple 40% dips. Man, I don't know how people will react today, right? Back then, it was more acceptable, but today, that's not acceptable. If we had a 40% dip, people would panic. People would get feared out in the market, right? But those that didn't get feared out in the market in 2017, well, they're up handsomely, right? And same thing with 2021. If you look at it, the pattern's very similar. And even short term, we still got this giant cup and handle pattern that has formed, right? And we're waiting for it to be over and break out. But ultimately, we just have to wait to see what happens with Germany and Mt. Gox. Mt. Gox, we know they will fully distribute. I don't know if they're going to do it within a month, but they may be able to distribute in one single month, and it's perfectly fine, right? Love to see it. Now, as for Germany, I don't know what's going to happen. But if they continue to sell, let's say through a firm that does involve, that does do transactions with OTC market, for example, then we would be okay. Maybe that's what this flow traders is that I showed, right? Hopefully that's the case. But anyways, going back to the original question, time to panic, the answer is no. It's never time to panic. I take that back. It's not I shouldn't say never. There will probably be times to be panicked, but this is not one of them, right? This is not one of those times. All right, last two things. Ethereum ETFs. Again, this could be coming this month too. This could be coming this month. So that could be a big catalyst to drive us forward once again, right? So SEC is actually saying good things about it. Bloomberg is predicting that Ethereum ETF will come out this month. So that could certainly turn things around. So that is something to look forward to. And something else that may be coming this month is BlackRock applying for a Sol ETF. We already had 2 applications. If we get a third one, especially from someone like BlackRock, that's going to be absolutely fantastic for Solana, which I already predicted. I said after ETH, what's the next asset to get an ETF? It's going to be Sol. It's going to be Solana. All right. That's pretty much it, guys. Let's do some Q&A. Hopefully you guys had a good 4th yesterday. All right, let me scroll up here. Yeah, I kind of lost my voice. Too much yelling yesterday. Let's see. Bang a rang, Rufio. Immediate short-term bearish, but we're still in a bull market. That's exactly right. That's exactly right. All these dips happened in bull markets, just like right now. Let's see. Tony Lee says 2 more months. Just be patient. All right, I think I caught up here. We're so back to McDonald's. Do you guys even remember when we were at 15K this cycle, right? Do you guys even remember even Michael Saylor was poking fun of himself, showing himself wearing a McDonald's hat? I mean, even he did it. All the big guys did it, right? Because even the big guys realized that, yeah, it's really bearish time, around 15,000, right? But we're not at 15,000. Jordan Foster, thoughts on layer 0? I don't really have thoughts on layer 0. We have layer 0s before, but layer 0 is a specific chain itself. I don't know. I don't really have any immediate thoughts. Nothing really comes to mind. I mean, they're supposed to be more better with the interoperability, I believe, but I don't really have any more thoughts. Lauren said, when it went down to 15K, I applied to all the McDonald's around my area. Let's see. Thoughts on Billy? Looks like it's holding strong. Sounds like a meme, Rodrigo. This is not the time or the place to be looking at a meme right now. Erman, I'm considering buying Model X or Range Rover to my fiance. She for the X, what do you think? The X will be a lot more reliable than a Range Rover, but the Range Rover will feel and drive and look a lot better than a Model X. But Range Rover will have a lot of problems. So it depends on if you want something that has a lot of problems but is more comfortable and looks better and has more features, or a Model X, which has a lot of gadgets, like on-screen gadgets. Drives okay, but it'll be more reliable than a Range Rover. HM Creation says, you said, I don't understand all these traders with technical analysis say there will be a big drop. We were around 70K and kept saying we would hit 100K. Does it mean that we won't hit 100K anymore? No. And those technical traders, you think they predicted a drop because they knew German government was going to dump Bitcoin? No. So TA works until it doesn't. And based on what you're saying, you're just like a noob or a pleb that's trying to piss me off. But it's not going to work because I've been through this many cycles. And if you don't believe Bitcoin's going to hit 100K, then I don't know why you're in the market at all. You should just sell everything and get out because you're not cut out for this. Yasleen says, hi, we're currently and faithfully watching you from Cancun. We're going to get hit by a Hurricane Beryl. Well, I appreciate that. You should take cover. I know people in Jamaica got hit already. And I'm hearing Cancun will get hit soon. So hopefully it's not too bad. I don't know if it's like category 3 or 5 or whatever. Hopefully it's not that bad. Idol says, mark my words, Bitcoin to 350,000 next year. I like that train of thought. I don't know if we're going to hit 350,000, but I am predicting somewhere between 150 to 250,000, somewhere in that range. But if the FOMO really kicks in, we could definitely see higher. And I do think Wall Street FOMO and really FOMO from all the other countries that do have an ETF now, yes, they will go a lot. They will contribute a lot to the FOMO craze, and we will go a lot higher. The funny thing is, right, like this only happened within the last 2 days. The funny thing is you see all the people that are truly like panicked right now in the live chat. This dip just happened from like 2 days ago, right? And in 2 days, we're back up to 63.7, like where we were right over here at the beginning of the month. If we just go right back up to here, all the panic just disappears. Right? That's just how things are in crypto. We move very quickly, and because of all the dumping from German government and from Mt. Gox, I would say, right? We have come down, yeah, within the last 2 days, 3 days. But if we get some momentum, we could go right back up there. Then what are the panic sellers going to do, right? Like, again, this is not time to be giving up hope. This is not time to be panic dumping. If you do, you're going to regret it. We will turn around. We will find that bottom once again. Just like all previous dips, we'll find that bottom and we're going to recover. We're going to recover hard. And we will be back to 60 and 70,000 in no time. And then everyone else, or not everyone else, but anyone that is panicking right now or panic sold or will be panic selling, they will regret it, just like all the previous dips and all previous cycles. Jason is asking, come on, George, XRP, what should you do? What should I do, or what should you do? I don't know. I mean, XRP just is not going to go anywhere until they get that lawsuit resolved. And even with that resolved, I just don't know. I just don't know if they can ever break through their previous high from 2018 to not even 2021. There are a lot of paper hands in the chat, man. BBYNUBU. There are a lot of paper hands, that's for sure. You can see it in this live chat. Hood Crypto saying, how low do you think we'll go? I don't know. I don't have a magic 8-ball. Okay. The answer is, it does not matter. You either HODL or you DCA. Those are two right answers. If you're trying to sell now and buy back later, it's too late for that. And you can't time the bottom. No one can ever tell you exactly where bottom is. How do we know this isn't a bear market? You know because you look at history. You look at all the previous times, even this cycle, when we had 20% dips. Did that somehow make Bitcoin go back into the bear market? It's history. Look at all the previous climbs, the previous bull markets we had, and look at how many dips that we had. Do people really think that in a bull market, things only go up and they never dip, they never consolidate, and never fall? Hopefully not, because that's not the case, right? Every single bull market, we go back up, even after a 20, 25% dip. It does seem like every single time there's a phenomenon, and I think the bears try to do this. Every time we have a Bitcoin conference, at least the last two that I've been to, and this month we'll have a third one. But it seems like every time we have a Bitcoin conference, the bears drive it down, like as if to show to the Bitcoin bulls, like, hey, look at your precious Bitcoin, right? Because I remember in 2022, Bitcoin fell hard during the Bitcoin conference. Last year was very, very bearish. And this year, I mean, it was looking really good. But now let's see what happens. But it almost seems like it's being done on purpose, too. Tasmosis. Hey, Germans launched a coin at Solana called Landlord. Dev owns 7 successful companies, and they plan to push a 500 million market cap. Do you mind looking at its charts? Yes, because that's very deceiving super chat you just sent. First of all, just because they're Germans doesn't mean that a German government is creating a coin called Landlord. So that's deceiving. And second of all, a lot of people, if I had $1 every time I've heard someone or some group plans on pushing a coin to 500 million or $1 billion, I would be rich off of that. Everyone has intentions of pumping something to 500 million or $1 billion. How often does it happen? Almost never. I bumped into one of your videos that advertised pre-sale for Zai. I FOMO'd in and had promising on my BTC transaction. Was it legit? Probably not. Are you Zai is the one to layer 3? What does that have to do with Bitcoin transactions? And no, that wasn't my video at all. Unless you fell for one of the scammer videos that impersonates me. Yeah, I'm not gonna look at it right now. Right now is not time to be looking at some new fancy meme coin with the promise of going to 500 million. I'm sorry. I get pitched every day about some new group that has all the KOLs, that have everything, and it's gonna go to 500 million or $1 billion, and they never do. can't tell you how many groups that have approached me saying the same thing. Wowzer says, I have 55K worth of Bitcoin. I think I need a ledger. I mean, it would not hurt for you to have a cold storage like a ledger device. So, yeah. But, you know, it doesn't matter if it's a ledger or Trust Wallet or Phantom Wallet, whatever it may be, right? The most important thing is your recovery phrase. So you have to safeguard that because they always give you a recovery phrase. People do stupid stuff with it. They leave it in open or they put it somewhere where it could be hacked. So it doesn't matter if you have a cold storage wallet. It could be stolen. So the recovery phrase is the most important thing. You could send me a $100 super chat or $1,000 super chat right now. You're not going to make me look at it. Tesmosis. But I welcome you to send me a $1,000 super chat. Bit of everything, thank you. I didn't know it was appropriate to do it yesterday, but you know, I just wanted to do something new. But the G-Wagon does sound really good. And just that's with the stock exhaust too. No aftermarket exhaust or anything. They sound great. Really throaty V8 sound, which I love. Andre, is there still hope, George? There's always hope. There's always hope. I mean, it may fall on deaf ears, but I've said this many, many, many times in the past. Dips during bull runs are normal, okay? Now, you could argue that Germany selling off and Mt. Gox is abnormal. Yes, right? Hard to predict these things because we didn't know about Mt. Gox distribution until last month, saying that was going to happen this month. We didn't have a heads up, right? And no one had a heads up about Germany selling. But, you know, every single cycle we have these kind of events. We have Black Swan events. We have panic dumping events. We have a lot of manipulation. Things happen all the time, right? But if you look at Bitcoin's charts, you'll realize that, hey, it does the same thing every single time. We have many, many, many dips throughout bull runs, and every single time, Bitcoin picks itself back up and continues forward. That's how it does. Higher lows, higher highs, right? You just have to look at a chart and just look at what's happened before. Raw Ventures. Will you sign up for our BDC now? Now that's cheap. No, I don't need to do that. Too much of a pain. Is the aerodrome dead? I don't know. Maybe. Aerodrome is down to 241 million. Still decent, still way above where they were before in February. So I wouldn't call them dead, but I will say that like almost all the base stuff can be found on Uniswap. So I don't quite get why Aerodrome even exists. There's really no good reason for it. Sell your car, your house, even your wife, and buy Bitcoin. Well, a little extreme there, but I don't disagree. When Bitcoin and crypto is on sale, right? You should love it more. You should want to buy more, right? But that's generally not how things work. People want to buy with FOMO. That's how most buys happen because everyone is talking about it, everyone's seeing the price goes up. Everyone loves to FOMO in with everyone else. Very little people want to actually buy when there's blood in the street, when it's actually red, when everyone is panic dumping. That's when you're supposed to be buying, right? But most people are not like that. That's why most people don't succeed with the investing. They don't because they're always trying to catch the wave, and they, generally speaking, catch it at the tail end, right? You got to do what the opposite of what everyone else does. So when people are panic selling Bitcoin and they're saying I'm selling everything, that's when it's a hint to actually do the opposite and buy. That's how it comes. That's how it is with investing. It doesn't matter if it's Bitcoin or stocks, Nvidia, or anything else. It's just that's how you're supposed to do it. What do you think about Sol? It did not dump like Bitcoin and ETH. It did, but it's holding a little bit stronger, and I think it's because of ETF rumors, right? It's at 132. It was at 150, so it did dump down a little bit. But if BlackRock applies for a Sol ETF this month, it's going to send Sol much higher. So, and that may be coming. We already have 2 applications for Sol ETF. Just waiting for BlackRock and Fidelity. By the way, today is Friday. Happy Friday. I'm glad I don't have to stream tonight and deal with all the panic panic people. So gives us all a break until tomorrow, and then I'll stream tomorrow once again. Ryan, I don't know. I will say this, Ryan. I don't believe we will ever break below our previous low of this cycle for Bitcoin, which is 15,000. I know you're asking for a bottom. That's my bottom. Bitcoin will not break below 15,000 because that's where we were January of 2023. Right here. 15.5 was our bottom of this cycle. I don't believe we will break that ever again. Brad, I appreciate that. I mean, here's the funny thing, again, with all the panic and everything that's going on right now, we simply just over the course of the next week and we like simply come back up to 63.7, kind of like all the fear kind of dissipates, right? So we'll see. The German government stops selling or does it through flow traders and starts selling OTC, it's going to be a lot better. And then we'll see about the Mt. Gox distribution. Murdoch Rock. Do you think it's smart to sell Bitcoin profits to lower some altcoin positions and buy some Arrow? You had me there until you say buy Arrow. And so the answer is no. Adam Stokes. Good day from Australia. Just up late having a sangha after wrapping Bima's lights in a nice tint front and rear. Looks great. You're my regular background. What's a Bima? Is that like just like, you mean like a Beamer, but you're saying Bima? And why would you tint the front and rear lights? I don't know. But I appreciate your support. But I don't know what car you're talking about, and I don't know why you would wrap your front and rear lights. Just watch as even though Bitcoin is falling, the new meme coin the ton ecosystem is still holding strong. What do you think about the issue? What do you think about this issue? It's not really an issue, right? T-Cat, T-Dog. Well, ton is still very, very hot. Even though they fell down, they were like almost $9, they're down to $7. So overall, I mean, look at that. That's a pretty good recovery. Ton is just incredibly bullish right now, right? Like loading up on Ton right now is probably a good idea because they're kind of like Sol. They are moving really, really quickly, and the memes and their click games, especially now Hamster Combat is like 300 million users or something. They are doing well. They're doing really well. Yeah, I remember as a kid, I thought it was cool to like, wrap or like blacken your headlights or tail lights or whatever. Um, that was cool, I guess, during the Fast and Furious days. Now these days, no, you can just buy smoke ones, aftermarket smoke lights or something, rather than wrap it or smoke it out or something yourself. And most of the time, they don't look that good either. I don't know. I guess if done tastefully, I guess it would still be decent. Adam says just a subtle tint wrap protects the lights without reducing light power, makes it look badass. I can see that. Possibility on ton flipping Soul. I think that's gonna be tough. That's gonna be tough. They're still separated by 3x. I mean, is it possible? Sure, but is it likely? No. Once the Sol gets its ETF, that's when the separation is really going to happen. Like Sol's going to just start going nuts. Yeah, Christopher's right. There are a lot of, I don't know how, but a lot of these scam videos are coming out where they impersonate a lot of the big YouTubers, including myself. It looks like me and it's like saying weird stuff that I never say. You could tell by the title and whatever scam project they're trying to promote because it looks really weird. So just don't fall for those videos. Hopefully you don't. I mean, they look, even though it kind of sounds like me, but like whatever the premise of that video is and the title and everything is just so off. And of course, if it's not on my channel, then of course that's a huge giveaway that it's not me. So just be careful with those. RD Pro, do you think governments are trying to stop Bitcoin from becoming a global currency? I think maybe not governments, but there are certain entities that want to keep it down because they want to accumulate more before that becomes a possibility. But there are a lot of people, a lot of politicians now that are into Bitcoin and crypto, so they're trying to stop any kind of, I don't know, policy that may try to hurt Bitcoin in a way. So yeah, I don't think it's really governments. I think it's just like maybe like powerful entities. How do you feel about what Coinbase is doing with Base blockchain and how insanely low fees are? It's a L2. It's a L2. They're supposed to be cheap, right? The whole point of L2s is basically being EVM compatible, right, while being cheap because and scalable because ETH can't scale and isn't cheap. So it's great. It's great. All right, guys. I'll let you recover from your fourth. So overall, Bitcoin dumped below 55,000, but now it's above 55,000. Is it time to panic? Is it time to panic sell? Is it time to just dump your bags? My answer is no. No, no, no. We have seen many periods, many periods of down, many periods of panic selling, many periods of sell-offs, dumps, whatever you could see here, right? Does not mean the bull market is over. This is perfectly normal. And we will get through this. So stay strong, my friends. Right now, I know, again, it's scary, but we will get through this together. So I will see you guys tomorrow, 10:30 a.m. Central Standard Time, right? Have a good one. Take care. Retro Bill. No, I have not. All right. Have a good one. Bye.